Well, Russia is quietly cashing in on its precious metals, and China is buying almost all of it. As Western sanctions shut Russia out of major trading hubs, Beijing is stepping in, filling Moscow's coffers with billions. Russian exports of precious metals to China have almost doubled, and that's in just the first half of this year. According to new trade data, Chinese imports of Russian gold, silver and other precious metal ores jumped 80% to reach $1 billion. That's compared to the same period last year. The main reason, if you're wondering, gold prices are increasing, up nearly 28% this year, according to experts. Heightened geopolitical tensions, global trade risks, as well as continued buying by central banks and ETFs, all these factors have driven this surge. Remember, Russia is the world's second largest gold manufacturer, churning out over 300 tons annually. But since the war started in Ukraine in 2022, Russia has been cut off from Western trading hubs like London and New York. And this has forced Russia to find other markets. The West's sanctions were meant to isolate Russia economically, but instead, China has emerged as a crucial buyer, providing Russia with the revenue streams that the West hoped to choke off. While the Bank of Russia, which was once the world's biggest central bank buyer of gold, has not resumed large-scale purchases, China has stepped in to fill that gap. As a result, at home, Russian gold miners are seeing record domestic demand. As citizens turn to precious metals to protect their savings from inflation as well as sanctions, induced market volatility, and it's not just gold at this point of time. Russia's nickel, a global giant in palladium and platinum, has also ramped up its exports to China. Prices for palladium have reportedly jumped 38% just this year. Meanwhile, platinum is up 59%. So what does all of this mean? Can we say China is now funding Russia's war economy, albeit indirectly, by buying up its metals? Could this shift in metal flows reshape the global precious metal markets? Well, to engage the youth of Kashmir Valley into various sports activities, the Indian Army has kick-started the 11th edition of Chennar Premier League. Over 64 teams of youngsters are a part of the Chennar Premier League. The Indian Army says that its aim is to engage youth of the valley and foster their talent. Take a look.
The Chennar Premier League features 64 amateur teams from across the valley, especially from the border areas and districts. It provides a platform for the youth to showcase their talent. The opening match was played at the General Bipin Rawat Stadium in Baramulla, named in honor of India's first Chief of Defence Staff. The league started with a match between BCC Reds and Karna Tigers, a team representing the village which is located on the India-Pakistan border. This symbolizes the deep grassroots outreach of the tournament.
This is a big initiative by the Indian Army. We as sports people welcome this initiative, and it's a huge initiative and is a mini IPL of Kashmir. It covers the whole of Kashmir, which includes teams from Kazigund to Uri and Karna to Kupwara and Tangmarg. It's a very exciting step, and we also welcome the teams who have joined the tournament.
People in huge numbers came to witness the opening match. The matches are being live streamed on various social media platforms as well. The locals from North Kashmir have welcomed this step and said this league provides an important platform for the youth to showcase their talent.
Chennar Premier League was kick-started by the Indian Army. Teams from across various parts of the valley are participating in the league. Sports is being promoted nicely by the Indian Army. It's not only a tournament but also a platform for the young to showcase their talent so that they can represent the country at national and international level.
The matches will be played across Bipin Rawat Stadium and Shaukat Ali College Ground Stadium, Khwaja Bagh in Baramulla district.
The aim of starting the Cricket League is to engage the youngsters of the Kashmir Valley into sports activity and also provide them with a platform so that they can tomorrow play at the national as well as international levels. With video journalist Firoz Idris Sloan for WION World is One.
Well, dogs are known for their superior sense of smell. They're also known to be aware of forthcoming dangers. And now it appears trained dogs can sniff out Parkinson's disease years before symptoms appear. Our next story telling you more.
In the battle against the Parkinsons, we have a new ally, man's best friend. Forget MRIs and blood tests, golden retrievers and Labradors are now sniffing out the disease in human scent. Two dogs, Bumper and Peanut, trained by medical detection dogs along with the universities of Bristol and Manchester, have demonstrated an uncanny ability to distinguish the oily skin secretions of Parkinson's patients from those without the disease. The dogs achieved up to 80% sensitivity, accurately identifying those with Parkinson's, and a staggering 98% specificity, correctly ruling out those who do not have it. Parkinson's often lies dormant for decades before motor symptoms appear. Early intervention can significantly slow its relentless progression, yet diagnostic tools remain primitive. Now these canine heroes are able to flag an invisible threat much earlier. Earlier research has already proven dogs can accurately detect other major diseases, including various forms of cancer, diabetes, and even impending migraines. Clearly a new horizon, if opening up for medical science. Thanks to our canine friends, they are truly a man's best friend.
Israel has launched a new phase of its military operation in Gaza, sending troops for the first time into the central city of Deir al-Balah, a city that until now had largely escaped both major ground operations and widespread destruction throughout the 21-month-long war. But that status appears to have now changed. Israeli tanks advanced into the southern and eastern neighborhoods of Deir al-Balah yesterday, reportedly setting off heavy shelling. According to Gaza's health authorities, 3 Palestinians died and several others sustained injuries after tank shelling reportedly hit 8 homes and 3 mosques in the city. Visuals from on ground in Deir al-Balah show thick smoke rising and empty streets. Palestinians living in the central Gazan city have reportedly now started rushing west towards the coastline and nearby Khan Yunis, perhaps joining millions of Gazans already displaced by the war. The Gaza War has reportedly displaced around 90% of its citizens, with many forced to flee multiple times in a span of 21 months.
Order for the population after, yes, for the first time.
This is our 10th displacement from Khan Yunis to Rafah, from Rafah to the European hospital, then here, and now from here to the coastal area. It's enough. We want to live in peace. We don't want wars because they have only brought us destruction.
I still don't know where I'll go. Every time displacement happens again and we can't find water or toilets. It's extremely difficult. And aside from the war itself, we are also facing a war for food.
Israel has reportedly claimed its latest ground push in Deir al-Balah aims to ramp up pressure on Hamas to release hostages. It is believed that at least 20 of the 50 remaining captives are alive, possibly being held in the central Gazan city of Deir al-Balah. And that suspicion, according to reports, had delayed Israel from launching any direct incursion into this area until now. The main group representing hostages, family said it was shocked and alarmed by the IDF operations in Deir al-Balah and demanded answers from Israeli leaders. Meanwhile, in the northern parts of the Gaza Strip, an Israeli tank shelling allegedly struck a tent encampment near the Shati refugee camp. That's when people were sleeping.
By God, people were sleeping. Nothing had happened and they were sleeping. A shell, I don't know if it was from a tank or a plane. We're not an army facing another army, people.
Local health officials report at least 12 people were killed and dozens more were injured. Gazan medics allege that Israeli tanks fired 2 rounds directly at tents sheltering displaced families. Israel is yet to respond to the incident. And global frustration with Israel's action is also rising. A joint statement by 29 countries, including the United Kingdom and France, have called for an immediate end to the war in Gaza. These countries have condemned Israel's restrictions on humanitarian aid and are now urging the release of the remaining hostages in Gaza. The statement perhaps reflects growing global impatience as the humanitarian situation in Gaza continues to worsen and the political endgame remains unclear. The Arab League permanent members also held a meeting in Egypt's capital about the humanitarian situation in Gaza. While on the other hand, Israel's government appears to be taking a rather unusual step to shape global opinion. According to a report in the Israeli daily Haaretz, the Israeli Foreign Ministry is funding a tour of the country for 16 social media influencers from the United States of America. Now, these influencers, all under 30 and reportedly aligned with US President Donald Trump's MAGA and America First movements, are expected to promote pro-Israel narrative to their millions of online followers. Reportedly, not just that, also disseminate messaging that aligns with the Israeli government's policy, especially among young Americans. Now, with ceasefire talks stalled and the fighting intensifying, the future for Gaza's population continues to remain uncertain and dire.